before the first dawn broke upon the silent earth, before oceans learned the rhythm of waves and mountains found their places, Allah decreed a voice to carry His words across creation. From the vastness of His will, He created Gabriel, Jibrīl, whose very being shimmered with the light of divine truth. His wings, countless in number, stretched across the horizons of the unseen. Yet he did not move them except when Allah commanded. His voice was not his own. Every sound he carried belonged to Allah alone. Gabriel's task was not to choose, not to decide, but to deliver. From the gardens of paradise to the humble corners of earth, he bore the words of the Almighty. Every syllable, every pause, every breath in those words was perfect, untouchable by error, pure as the moment it left the will of Allah. The angel was a servant, a vessel, an unshakable witness to the power of divine speech. He descended upon prophets in moments chosen by Allah, in the stillness of a shepherd's night, in the solitude of a cave, in the heat of battle. Gabriel came, not with his own message, but with the decree of the Creator. To some he brought comfort, words that soothed hearts and lifted despair. To others he brought warnings, truth that shook the soul, commanding change before the final hour. When he came to a prophet, the world shifted. Winds calmed or roared according to Allah's will. Light surrounded the chosen one, and the weight of eternity pressed upon his heart. Gabriel's presence was overwhelming, yet it was not Gabriel that gave the message its power. It was Allah who had spoken. Gabriel was but the bearer, his greatness only in his obedience. In the unseen realms, Gabriel stood nearest to the throne. He heard the commands before they traveled through the veils of heaven. When Allah said, "Go," Gabriel went. When Allah said, "Speak," Gabriel spoke. And when Allah was silent, so too was the angel. He never added, never subtracted, never delayed the delivery of what was entrusted to him. His speed was like lightning, yet his precision was greater than the finest craftsman. He witnessed the unfolding of divine history. He was there when the flood came to Noah's people, when the fire was cooled for Abraham, when Moses received the command to lead his people from bondage. He stood in the unseen beside Jesus when miracles unfolded, when life returned to the lifeless, when the blind could see. And in the deserts of Arabia, he came to Muhammad, the last of the prophets, in a night wrapped in stillness and stars. In that night, Gabriel brought a command unlike any before. "Recite." The chosen one trembled, not from the angel, but from the weight of the divine voice. Muhammad had never read, never written. Yet in that moment, the command of Allah poured through Gabriel, and knowledge flowed into the heart of the prophet. The words were not the angel's. They were the eternal speech of Allah, preserved beyond time, beyond corruption. Gabriel's visits were often wrapped in awe. Sometimes he appeared in a form so vast that the horizon itself could not contain him. Other times he came in the likeness of a man, walking quietly into the presence of the chosen. But always his arrival meant the will of Allah was unfolding. Nations would rise or fall, lives would change forever. Destinies would be sealed, all through the delivery of a single message. The angel knew the cost of his mission. He had seen hearts harden against the truth, seen entire peoples reject what Allah had sent. He had carried messages of mercy that were turned away, and warnings that were ignored until destruction came. Yet Gabriel did not question. His loyalty was not to the acceptance of the message, but to the one who gave it. When Gabriel descended, the air trembled. Even the mountains, silent for centuries, leaned toward the sound of Allah's words. And when he departed, a light in the hearts of the believers, a fire in the conscience of those who turned away. Above all, Gabriel knew this. The message did not belong to him, The wisdom was not his. The mercy was not his. The power was not his. He was the servant of Allah, the voice that carried the eternal truth, the witness to the unfolding of divine destiny. And so, across ages and nations, Gabriel continued his mission. In the moments of greatest despair, he brought hope. In the times of arrogance, he brought warning. And in every word, every command, every verse, the presence of Allah was felt. Stronger than thunder, softer than the morning light. Gabriel's wings carried not just sound, but the very breath of the Creator's will. Through him the world heard the voice of Allah. Through him prophets spoke truth that could not be silenced. Through him the eternal message flowed, unbroken from the highest heaven to the hearts of humankind. And as long as Allah willed it, Gabriel would carry his words, swift as light, pure as the day they were spoken, until the end of time.